So Dona Sutta is what you know. Yeah, it's a very special one, isn't it? Yeah, as you have reflected deeply. So, did you have anything to say, Lucian, about the Dona Sutta?
No, I didn't do my homework, so sorry.
Yeah.
Someone's laughing at me. My girlfriend is laughing
I think you're not the only one. I think you're not
Yeah.
the only one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to pick on everyone who didn't do the homework. Yeah. Okay. So, hi, Atamitra. Hi, Manoj.
Hello, sorry to be late.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Manoj is still doing his hair.
Just I had a bath just now.
Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah.
My internet is a bit funny today. I think it's a little bit of rain in London.
Ah.
Yeah. So if I go out of the air, don't worry. Be happy. Meditate. Okay. So Dona Sutta,
I did meditate today, so I did do the most important thing.
Sure you did, yeah. Where's your cat? Where's your cat?
Well, let me talk about something else. I'll show you in a minute. We have a new pet. We have a little duckling. I'll show you.
Wow. Look who is here. Hello. Yeah. So he's learned, your cat has learned more Pali than you, I think. Because you were
Oh.
I can't differentiate Lucian face and the cat's face.
Hey, you behave well, okay, Manoj?
I can't differentiate.
Yeah, so Dona Sutta is a special one. Why do I say that?
Well, because Buddha calls himself Buddha for the first time, or that's not the reason?
Yeah. Now don't forget that Dona is looking for physical signs of a special person. The physical signs, like I think the reading the body signs. That was there was a very well developed art at that time. Just by looking at a person's body marks, one could really tell what a person is like, especially if you are a unique individual. Yeah. So and Dona was after that, and then the Buddha is actually turning him into something totally different, isn't he? Yeah. So do you remember the stanza? And I think one of the things that we will be specializing in this course, everyone will know by heart that little stanza. Yeah. So that will be a test for you. You will fail the course if you don't memorize it.
So we also have to make a card of that. I mean, Lola is making all those cards, so we can also make a card of that stanza.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yes. Is it possible for can everybody make those cards? That's another question, but a technical question.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Lola?
Yeah. Oh, that'll be a good idea. Let's do that. So everyone will make a short presentation. Five minutes presentation. Julia is already thinking, oh no. Oh no, another presentation. Do I want to do that? So I thought, just something, anything that really inspires you. Because see, what really inspired me was this stanza, the Pundarikam. Now you can't forget the word Pundarika anymore. What's Pundarika?
Beautiful lotus?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, lotus, Pundarika. Yeah. So maybe Bhante can nicely chant that stanza. Let me just find it, Bhante, for you. Pundarikam yatavaku toyena nupalipati nupalitosmi loke tasmapu. Where is that, Bhante? Dona Sutta. Oh, here we go. Sorry, let me just. Yeah. Here we go, Bhante.
Pundarikam yata vagungo toyan napalupati napalimpami lokena tasma buddhosmi brahmanati.
Yeah. So there are actually different versions of it. Now some, Pundarikang Yathavagu Toyena Nupalipati. Nupalitosmi. Now this is the same as Nupalipami. That's fine. Nupalipami or Nupalip. It could be Nupa. Litosmi. So any of these forms are okay. Nupalitosmi lokena. Tasma buddhosmi brahmana. Pundarikam yathavagu toyena nupalipati nupalitosmi lokena tasma buddhosmi brahmana. Yeah. So I was actually reflecting on this a lot on the Buddha Day celebrations. We had Buddha Day celebrations in Trafalgar Square, organized by different communities. the Nepalis, Sri Lankans, and so on. So we had quite a good gathering on Sunday. So I was reflecting on this. There was a very big picture of the Buddha sitting on the lotus. So Pundarikang Yatha Vaggu Toyena Nupalipati. Now, are you all familiar with the wording here? Pundarikang is the lotus. Yeah, Yatha Vaggu, Yatha Vaggu, just like Yatha. Yatha is just like in the water, Vaggu in the pond, as like, you know, water pond. Just like the Pundarika lotus in the water pond. Toyena Nupalipati. Toya is the water. Na upalipati is nupalipati. Na upalipati is not untouched or not touched by it. Nupalitosmi. Nupalipami or nupalitosmi lokena. I'm not touched by the world. Tasma buddhosmi brahmana. Yeah, that's why I'm the Buddha. Yeah. Okay. So who else wants to try reciting that?
I can try.
Okay.
Just Pundarikang Yatha Vagu Toyana Nupalipati Nupalipami Lokana Tasma Buddhosmi Brahmanati.
Yes, fantastic. And you gave the best interpretation of it also, Mikhail. Yeah. You did, you know, it's not easy to get to the core of the meaning. To get to the core of the meaning. Because here, there is actually a lot of symbolism here. And, you know, symbolism actually is referring to something, something really profound. So what is that?
Yeah.
I mean,
So yeah.
I was I was thinking that that basically the Buddha is in a state that transcends our worldly existence, in the sense that we are bound by, I mean, we think that we are born and then we exist and then we die and we are reborn, and Buddha is no longer in that cycle as we are, because he is free from basically the way we live as
Exactly.
worldly beings.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mikhail. I mean, this is the, you know, this is the you know, the dichotomy of the world. You know, like the worldling is always attached to the world. It is always connected to the world, and you know, always thinking of the worldly stuff. And I've gone beyond that. And this is the difference between, you know, Lokiya. Now remember, we talked about Lokiya. And what's the other one?
Lokuttara.
Exactly, yeah, Lokuttara. So it is so hard for somebody in the world to reflect on the Lokuttara. It's not easy at all. So it's only the Lokuttara who is able to see the world. You know, a worldly being has no clue, has no idea what the world is like. And he's actually touched by it. You know, he's one with it and woven into it. Whereas somebody who has transcended, who has gone beyond that, is the one who really knows what the world is about, isn't it? Yeah. So that's the symbolism here. Like, you know, I'm actually just out of the world. I am not in the world. Yeah. So this is why we don't comprehend the Mahaparinirvana, for example. You know, Mahaparinirvana is a death for us. And we kill the Buddha. Yeah. So, but the death is, I mean, there's no death for him. Yeah. So, okay. So who else wants to try Pundarikam Yatha? So we will be reciting it until we memorize it. Yeah. And that is probably all what we are doing today. Only spend the whole time, 2.5 hours on one stanza. Wouldn't that be nice?
I could give it a go.
Oh, Attamitra, go on then.
Pundarikam Yattavaggu Toyena Nupalipati Nupalipami Lokena Tasma Buddhosmi Brahmanati.
Sadhu, sadhu, wonderful. It's brilliant. Excellent. Excellent. And have you now memorized it? How many of you have memorized it?
We still have 2 hours, don't we?
Of course, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take it away now. Okay. Have you memorized it now? Oh, Keith has memorized it. Yeah. Actually, when I was you know, studying Pali, you know, about 45, 50 years ago. I remember, you know, if I just read one, you know, stanza one time, just I remember it. Because it also you know, goes with the rhythm. Like you actually internalize the rhythm of it, and then just you got it. Yeah.
But at that time, you were also already, I think, a bit familiar with Pali, weren't you? Or
not really. Yeah, it's like the, you know, we just memorize these stanzas, not really knowing the Pali that well. But I think what we really memorize is the rhythm. Pundarikam Yatha. So we just go after the breakfast, go into the sort of jungle area, and then recite these stanzas loud.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Did you, I mean, you remember the rhythm, but is there also sort of a melody on it, or is it different? Does that differ every time that you So do you just stick with the rhythm and not with the melody, so that you improvise the melody, or is it a sort of a fixed melody as well?
I meant both melody and I mean, when I said rhythm, it includes, you know, everything. Yeah. So it just comes to you, you know, Pundarikang Yathavaggu Toyena Nupalipati Nupalitos Milokena Tasma Buddhos Vibra. So it's just it becomes automatic, you know. It's easy to, it's interesting how we memorize things, you know. Sometimes if you know the meaning, it helps you to memorize. Yeah. And sometimes if you actually attune to the rhythm and the melody, you just memorize it. So memorizing, I mean, the Pali, like, you know, some monks have actually memorized the whole sutras. If you remember a monk called Nauyane Aryadhamma, I mean, he blew me completely. His memory is you know, incredible. Because he, you know, even when he was in 70s, 80s, how he remembered lot of sutras were really incredible. So yeah, that is also it's a part of meditation as well. When you actually when you develop sati, I think it also it increases your memory capacity a lot. Yeah. So the sutras, I mean, a lot of the monks who actually recite these sutras, they just recite by memory. I mean, you know, mind you that these sutras were not written until, you know, like fourth, 5th century. It came through memory, memorizing, the monks, you know, coming together and reciting. And this is how it continued for thousands of years, isn't it? Yeah. And the amazing thing is that we have you know, we have a lot of it now, but it's just like, it is just like mental maths, you know. When you are getting used to the calculators and all of that, you just lose your ability to, you know, do mental maths. Yeah. So so memorizing is an art. And I think this is where these monks, you know, who do overnight chanting, I mean, most of these sutras are memorized. Yeah. So, okay, coming back to Dona Sutta, and that Lokuttara element, the Lokuttara part, is something that is really alien to you know, the worldly being. And that is the emphasis here. When it's a Tasma Buddho Siva. So remember me. Don't remember me as a god, the messenger, the Gandharva, even not human. You know, don't remember as any of these. Just remember me as somebody who is gone beyond all of this. Yeah. So, I mean, it is a significant statement, especially when you know, reflect on that transcendental level. Yeah. Okay, Heath.
When you say that, in your text that you've given us, somewhere, I can't remember where it is, it says like the Buddha gave an absolutely new message. Is that what you're referring to? Because I don't think you actually say. Because
yeah, I mean, it is actually, it's not I say that, but the Buddha says in his first teaching, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. He said, Pubbe ananussutesu dhammesu. So he says, I am actually giving a brand new message. Now, don't think this is something that I mentally made up. Don't think that this is something that, logically followed through. So this is something that, and it dawned on me. It's like, Pubbe ananusutesu dhammesu chakkung udapadi. Something, it just dawned on me. It's a brand new message. And that is the symbol, like, I think the closest he could get to, when the lotus actually, rises from the mud, pile of rubbish, it is connected to the world, but it has nothing to do with the world. Yeah, it's gone beyond the world. Yeah, and that transcendental, that lokuttara, lokuttarang saranatam jadideda. The Buddha refers to that stage where he has gone beyond, thus gone. Yeah, Tathagata.
But is that absolutely new? I mean, you're talking about understanding something conventionally versus looking at it from the inside. Surely people who have great skill in doing things have that. They may not have applied it to spiritual practice. But I mean, at a fairly mundane level, if you see somebody like a tailor who can make clothes, they can see this sheet of material and they can go clip, 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 right, and make something that's wonderful. But they don't do it from the outside like most people would, like drawing a pattern on it and cutting the shape and pinning it together and all of that. That's like the conventional view. But there are some people sort of look from the inside. So is that what we're saying here? That the Buddha was applying that sort of thing? I mean, anybody with any great skill doesn't know what they're doing from the conventional perspective, but they do know what the effect is from that, like what I call the inside out. So that's what he's saying, is it? He's getting people to look at spirituality from that inside, what I call inside out perspective.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, don't forget there is spirituality in the world. And the 6th century BC, there was 62 religions already. And, so, it is never short of spirituality at all. And this is I think what he's actually trying to say here is, I touch something that is not to be comprehended through the mind. The mind also is part of the world. It's actually is this insight, and it is this wisdom aspect, and this realization that came to me just going beyond the 6 senses. So if you try to comprehend it through the mind, the mental, mechanism,
you won't get it. Yeah,
you won't get it.
Yeah. I can see that. But I mean, if I take another parallel, and that is the Buddha was apparently trained as a warrior.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So, and he was regarded as a skilled warrior. Right. Well, when you learn to fight, you learn it in this external way. He does this, you do that, and so on. And you learn these things. But when you immerse yourself in it, you transcend it.
Correct.
And what needs to happen happens. And this is like almost for me the difference between what you might call the rational thinking mind and then the intuitive heart mind.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's just wanting us to discount the rational thinking mind, not totally, but in favor of, he wants us to take a view from the heart, intuitive wisdom mind.
Yeah.
Which he would have experienced as a warrior. He just wouldn't necessarily applied it to spiritual practice.
I think, if I may say, I think the difference is to what Sunil said, that with Lokuttara, it sort of dawns on you. Well, if you practice a skill in, for instance, in fighting or whatever skill, you gradually sort of develop that skill, and at some point it becomes an automatism. But it's not something that dawns on you in the way that Buddhahood dawns on you. So there is no sort of guarantee, sort of, if you, well, in some sort of way there may be a guarantee if you put out the right conditions that at some point it dawns on you. But I think there's a sort of a qualitative difference between becoming a great pianist, for instance, or a great singer, and becoming a Buddha.
Yeah.
I just wonder whether the process is similar. I'm not saying they're identical, but there's a transition that you go through, and it's not conscious. I mean, I can't speak for pianists, but I did it in martial art context. But you have this mechanistic approach, and you don't necessarily appreciate what's happening, and then you suddenly realize, whoa, this is a whole different thing. And this is like in martial art terms, people see the old masters doing what appears to be not very much.
Yeah.
And new people try to copy the not very much, and then it becomes a disaster. So there's a path to be trodden to get there, but there's a transition that you go through. And I think the pianist thing is another very good example. I'm not a pianist, but my daughter is, and there's a whole mechanistic phase, and they don't become aware of it, but they transition into a whole new place of practice, or undertaking of living, if you like. And I was just wondering whether that was a parallel to what the Buddha was talking about here, that he was trying to get us to go from this intuitive mind rather than the thinking. I was just trying to provoke you guys as well.
Sorry, folks. No. I think what Keith is trying to articulate, I mean, it is the closest way of trying to describe this, but what Athamitra says is you can't find an analogy in the world at all. Don't try that. Yeah,
we know it's moo again.
yeah, it is moo again. Sorry,
Lola. Have a pointer.
I think Lola is having some internet connection. Would you mind? Can you hear us, Lola?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, but if you want, want to reconnect, perhaps maybe try reconnecting.
I already did a couple of times because it.
Oh, did you?
Okay. Went out, but yeah, now it's a little bit better.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mostly sound.
You can hear us. You can see us.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, no, I think it's this Dona Sutta, there is really a subtle message that, I mean, lotus and the mud, who doesn't know about it? We all know about it. We can describe it. What's a big deal? No, that's not. There is a very deep, subtle message here, and I don't think we can touch it from the worldly end. And there's something more to say. I think, Mikhail, are you going to say that?
No, I mean, what I wanted to say, I thought what Keith said about, and in a way, like maybe like doing Vipassana practice till it becomes so automatic that it happens by itself, even outside of meditation. I mean, it's probably possible, but it would require a lot of training. But maybe that would be in a sense, that practice kind of transforms someone's like experience. But yeah, so in that sense, maybe mastering a certain meditation would get someone closer. But in the end, I think there's this big debate in all of Buddhist traditions about the gradual and the instantaneous path. And so this is always,
Yes.
there are always both sides, and people are saying, no, it just happens like boom. We don't know why. And then another camp is saying, no, you just have to practice a lot and gradually you will get there. So
yeah. No, you know, because the reason is very simple, because we try to kind of logically you know, formulate it, and that's the world, that's what the world is good at, you know. We are trying to you know, we are trying to do that, but the Buddha says no, that's not what I'm talking about. And you know, and I think in this particular sutta there is this underpinning, this actually subtle you know, subtle meaning that he's trying to convey. You know, he says, are you this, are you that, are you this? He said, no, I'm none of that, you know, none of them. Like, you know, he says, moo, you know, none of them. But remember me as this, because I have gone beyond all of that. So basically, and I think that's where we have to stop. You know, we have to, you know, if you try to conjecture, you know, if you're trying to hypothesize it, and then that will be another concept. And this is the Aryan, you know, this is why he uses the word Arya. You know, idam dukkhaṃ Arya Satcham. Now see, who doesn't know about the suffering in the world? Everybody knows it. And the Buddha starts with saying, you don't know what it is, what suffering is, you know, you haven't a clue, you know, you haven't a clue. So now that is, you know, that's really turning everything upside down. So now that deep meaning is what is implied here. Don't you agree?
I think the phrase that that is not a human, that he doesn't identifying himself, but the human does in a way say it all, because it's beyond our being a human that he is. And
Yeah.
and if we as human, well, according to the Buddha, we are sort of defined by our greed, our hatred, and our delusion, and he's sort of beyond that, and we only can sort of have an idea or imagine what it is like, but we can't fully experience it.
Exactly. And I think this humanistic Buddhism, you know, this is where they've got it, you know, like have you heard something called a humanistic Buddhism? You know, like talking about, I mean, you know, I mean, emphasizing or highlighting the fact that it is the human aspect that is important in Buddhism. I mean, that's in a way true, but it doesn't really capture. It doesn't really capture the realization, the wisdom. You know, this Sunday people were talking about the compassion, and the compassion, I mean, it's no compassion without that wisdom, that insight, that realization. Yeah. Okay, folks. I know we can go on talking about this, the whole, but how many of you have now memorized the stanza? Arthamitra, you put your hand up. You memorize it. Come on.
No, yeah, well, no, my hand was raised before you asked that question.
Yes. Yeah.
I wrote it down. I could read it, but that's not the real thing I've got. Next week I know it. I promise.
Oh, brilliant!
You can ask me for it.
Yeah.
I'd rather die than not knowing it.
Yeah, and you are going to fail the course if you not memorize it. Yeah, where there will be a memory test. Manoj, have you done that? Oh, I can't hear you. You are muted.
Yeah.
You
Shall I
memorize
try? Could I recall it?
Yeah.
Voluntarily. Pundari kang yata vadgu toyin nupalipati nupalipami lokena tasma buddhosmi brahmanati chattang.
Hey, don't memorize that chattam part, okay? All
What
right.
is, actually, what is the meaning of that chatta? Chatta means?
Oh, it is a sutta number chatta.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, chatta is 6. Yeah.
Right.
It is the sixth one in the series. Okay. Okay, folks. Any more questions? Yeah, Atamitra.
Yeah, I got what I found in a way a bit amazing that what the sutta starts with, that Dona sees the Buddha meditating. So it makes me wonder, well, I can sort of think of reasons, but why would the Buddha meditate? Because, well, we meditate to, well, there's a purpose for our meditation, that is to become enlightened in a way. Huh? But of course, the Buddha is already enlightened. So, and there are many occasions that the Buddha is sort of meditating, but so why is he meditating?
Good question. Yeah.
May I say something on that? Because
yes,
I like the question, so I'm looking at the text right here, and I'm seriously wondering if he's meditating. I don't think he's meditating. He's sitting at the foot of a tree with his legs crossed, having his mindfulness established right here. He's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Well, he's having his. It doesn't mean that you're actually actively doing something when you're meditating, but he's definitely sort of. It looks to me, it looks that he's.
But wait a second. Your question implies that the meditation is something actively doing, because
no.
You're questioning.
No.
Then I don't understand the question, because you're wondering why should the Buddha meditate. That's what you're wondering, right?
Yeah, you're wondering why whether the description is given here, whether that's meditating, and so that I am sort of then, recognizing this description as meditating. But that's probably a good thing. Which it's probably might be good what you say, but
no. But suppose you're right. Suppose you're right. Suppose he is meditating. If you ask the question, you're wondering whether the Buddha should still meditate. That's the core of your question, isn't it?
That's the question, yeah.
But if you pose that question exactly like that, should the Buddha still meditate? That question only makes sense if meditation is a purposeful thing. Otherwise, the whole question doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you basically have to define what meditation is for your question, don't you?
Yeah.
Because
but if you all right, but if you stop sort of really sort of trying to to rationalize what is in a way, when you first read this, is obvious that the Buddha is sitting cross-legged and with his. So those are also the descriptions that he asks you to do in, for instance, in the Satipatthana Sutta. So, and we also then say, well, this is instructions for meditation. So, and it's also, for instance, in the Parinirvana Sutta, the Buddha sort of also he goes into the higher dhyanas and then goes back, and he he's doing that partly, it's also as said, is to overcome the suffering, his physical suffering, for instance, but other reasons. So to me, it's sort of obvious that he's sort of, well, if you call dwelling in the jhanas, you could call that meditation. That's actually what meditation properly is. So he's apparently still in those states that we sort of are in when we meditate. So,
Mikhail.
I mean,
That's
the
interesting.
way I would answer that is, I think also meditation is like a sort of abiding. So in a way, he just abides in different states of consciousness, because I don't think it's as if he had, I mean, the way I think of the transformation is that it's like a change of his experience or his perspective on the world, but it doesn't mean he's not engaging in worldly activities. He's still teaching, he has to eat and do all other things. It's, I think, kind of the quality of his state of awareness is just different than ours, but in the end, I still think he's doing things that we are doing. Just we cannot imagine that state of awareness because we, are not there yet.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. No, that's very true, because if you read the Samadhi Bhavana Sutta, Samadhi Bhavana, there's a really interesting sutta called Samadhi Bhavana. And the meditation has 4 purposes, he says. Now, one of the purposes is Dittha Dhamma Sukha Viharaya. So, just to rest and relax. There is that physical element, like we all experience that, when we are tired, exhausted, just have a moment of, rest and relaxation. So Dittha Dhamma Sukha Vihara, and the other one is called Jnana Dassana, and the other one is called Sati Sampajanya, and the last one is called Asavakkaya. So there are four purposes of meditation, the Buddha says, and one of that aspect, yes, very true. There is a doing or being element of, relaxation, and this is what the world is, really taken up on as mindfulness. Just rest and relax, learning to relax. But the problem with that is limiting meditation to that. People think, oh, that's the only meditation. I mean, what we are doing here, who can say it is not meditation? This is our meditation, isn't it? Yeah. So and I think it's all pervasive. This is the difference between samatha and vipassana. Yeah. So once you have established vipassana, the Buddha says that's an non-stop. It's called anantarika samadhi. There is no space in between. And that's the Aryan samadhi, according to the Mahachattarisaka and Samadhi Bhavana, the sutta. So it's just minimizing meditation. You could minimize it to one little act. You could actually encompass, it has something all encompassing. Yeah. Okay. Did anybody else want to say something? No. No. Okay. Good. So now we're going to start our lesson for today. We're going to read a couple of sutras. Again, now you are experts on reading sutras, right? Sutta reading. Yeah, you have read quite a number of sutras in Pali, and so perhaps maybe you can pick on. You can actually go to Chatta Sangayana So perhaps maybe Manoj can put the link to everybody, Chapter Sangayana. And all the sutras are available both in Pali, English, or whichever language you want to read. Yeah, Chapter Sangayana. So let's now. Are you interested in reading another sutta today? So now the Sabbasava Sutta was the last one we did. And did you enjoy the Sabbasava Sutta? Did you? No?
The monks didn't, did they?
No, that is the Mula Pariyaya
Oh,
Sutta.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the Mula Pariyaya. So Sabbasava Sutta is, now remember, it is talking about the seven different ways of getting rid of these taints or cankers or defilements. Sabba asava. So the Buddha says, Sabbasava sangvara paryayang vo bhikkhave desisami. I'm going to teach you the entire path, journey, how to get rid of all the taints, all the asavas. And then he gives seven different ways. Yeah. We didn't read all of that, and the first and foremost is janato passato, one who knows and one who sees. Janato passato. And janato kincha bhikkhave janato king passato. Knowing and seeing what? And says this yoniso manasikar and ayoniso manasikar. Yeah. Now those keywords. Now in this, probably maybe Lola can put those in the cards. Yoniso manasikar, ayoniso manasikar. Those are very key words. Are you familiar with the yoniso manasikara, ayoniso manasikara? These are translated. Yeah. Now remember, yonisocha manasikaram, ayonisocha manasikara. Now those.
Was it like a light bulb moment of realization?
It's actually, it's translated as wise attention and unwise attention. But the word meaning is interesting. Yoni is the beginning point of something, kind of a womb. Actually, the literally yoni means kind of, what's yoni means, the
Isn't that your starting point or something?
Starting point, sort of a genital, genital of a woman, yoni, starting point, where something actually happens, starts, yoni so manasikar. Now actually somebody who has gotten into that starting point, beginning point. Yeah. Ayoniso manasikara is whenever you have skipped that point. And that's actually the difference. Yoniso manasikara, ayoniso manasikara. Now this is actually a cognate with samadhi, samma sati. Yeah. The Aryan Aryan view, Yatha Bhuta Jnana Darsana, all of these. Now, Yoniso Manasikara is the point where you have entered into the words of the Buddha. That is, that you have realized. It's a realization, like Sotapatti, the stream entry. One who has not entered into the words of the Buddha or stream entry, there is no way that that person has access to Yoniso Manasikara. Yeah. So this is the emphasis in the sutta: Yonisocha Manasikarang, Ayonisocha Manasikara. So one who has concentrated on or one who has established that point, then that person knows exactly how to stop the taints, the new taints arising and the old taints diminishing. Yeah. So Ayoniso bhikkhave manasikaroto anupanna cheva asava uppajjanti. Unborn asavas are born. Uppanna cha asava pavaddanti. The born asavas grow. Pavaddati. Yeah. Yoniso chako bhikkhave manasikaroto anupanna cheva asava naupajjanti. So you have stopped new asavas arising, and uppanna cha asava pahiyanti, diminishing or getting rid of the new asavas. Yeah. And then the Buddha says, Atti bhikkhave asava dassana pahatabba. Now there are actually asavas that needs to get rid of through seeing the asavas. Yeah. And that is number one. Number two is sangvara pahatabba, restraining. And then patisevana pahatabba, using, and adhivasana, bearing up, and atyasava parivajjana, avoiding, atyasava vinodana, sort of removing, atyasava bhavana. Now this is the important word. Bhavana is the word bhu. Remember? Bhu is to cultivate, meditate. The meditation is the last one. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there are these 7 ways of getting rid of the asavas. Yeah. And then he actually goes by katamecha bhikkhave asava dassana pahatabba. Now what are the asavas which should be removed by seeing? Now that this component is very important. Ida bhikkhave asutava putujjano aryanang adassavi. Asutava putujjano. Now, do you all understand what asutava putujjana? Yeah, uninstructed worldling. Putujjana is kind of a common man, average man, majority person. Asutava putujjana. So, and his nature is this aryanang adassavi. he has not seen the Aryan, not seeing Aryan. Arya Dhammasa Akovidu. He is not skilled in Aryan ways. Arya Dhamme Avinito. He's not really trained in that Aryan ways. Sappurisa is another one, like Arya and Sappurisa. Actually, the difference is Aryan is the Arahant, Sappurisa is the Seeker. You know, from the stream entry up to about non-return. They are called Sappurisas. Okay. So Sappurisana Adassavi, you know, one who has not seen, met. Sappurisa Dhamme Akovido, Sappurisa Dhamme Avinito, Sappurisa Dhamme, you know, so this person is the one who has not met an Arahant, you know, in other words, he has no access to a Kalyana Mitra. Now, Kalyana Mitra, that is the definition of Kalyana Mitra. Kalyana Mitra is the one who really has entered into this. So the best Kalyana Mitra in the world is the Buddha himself, and the other Kalyana Mitras are Arahant, and the Seekers or Asakers. Yeah? Are you with me?
Mm.
Yeah. So, Manasikaraniye dhamme nappajanati. He doesn't know which dhammas to be minded, to mind which dhammas. Manasikaraniye dhamme nappajanati. Janati, you understand the word janati. Na pajanati. You know, whenever you have janati. So janati can be like an ordinary knowing. Pa is a prajna, that is knowing with wisdom. So pajanati is like knowing through wisdom. Yeah. Manasikaraniye dhamme nappajanati, amanasikaraniye dhamme nappajanati. So manasikaraniye dhamme appajanantu, amanasikaraniye dhamme appajanantu. Not knowing which ones to mind. Ye dhamme manasikaraniya, te dhamme manasikaroti. He actually mind the wrong dhammas. Yeah. Ye dhamme manasikaraniya, te dhamme na manasikaroti. You know, he gets mixed up. Yeah. And then the Buddha says, which dhammas need to be manasi? Katamecha bhikkhave dhamma manasikaraniya. You know, which then says, you know, there's a whole description of the manasikaraniya dhamma. And the manasikaraniya dhamma are the dhammas which actually does not lead to generating the defilements. Yeah. So so the person who has skilled, who actually understood which dhammas to be minded and which dhammas to not minded. So evang ayoniso manasikaroti. Now that's a description of the person who wrongly concentrate. So he says, ahosing nuko ahang atita maddhana. Have I been in the past? So if you ask the question, oh, have I been in the past? Nanuko ahosing atita maddhana. Yeah. Have I not been? Have I not been in the past? King nuko ahosing atita maddhana. What have I been in the past? Katang nuko ahosing atita maddana. How have I been in the past? King hutva ahosing nuko atita maddana. You know, being what, from what state to what state have I been in the past? So he has these 5 ways of querying about the past, and the 5 ways of querying about the future. Bhavisami nuko ahang anagata, anagata maddana. Anagata is now future. Yeah. So atita, now by now you know atita and atita, anagata, and what is the present? What's the Pali word for present?
Pachupana?
Pachupana, very good. Pachupana. But an actual meaning, Pachupana is like Vattamana, right? Vattamana. Vattamana is the literal Pali word, Vattamana. But in the Dhamma language, now remember we said there is no Vattamana. There is no present. Yeah. So, but the Pachupana. So again, he asked the same question about the present. You know, etarahiva. At this point, Pachupana, Pachupana maddana. Yeah. And he asked the same question. Ahannu kosmi. Am I? Am I now? No, nanu kosmi, king nu kosmi, katan nu kosmi, ayang nuko, nuko satto kuto agatu. About oneself, he has these 15 questions. Now this is why are we calling this ayoniso manasikara? What's wrong with asking, where do I come from? Yeah. Where do I come from? Or, how do I, from where, how, and what, etc. What is wrong with those questions?
It suggests that there is a sort of an I that comes from.
Exactly. So it's actually giving an identity to a being. Yeah. When the moment you give an identity to a being, you have a skip. You are ayoniso manasikara. You're going into the wrong territory. Yeah. Tassa evang ayoniso manasikaroto channang dittinang. Now, he falls into one of the 6 views, ditti, wrong views. Yes. Now this is this is little bit deep. I would like you to actually read it very carefully. I had to read this sutta at least 100 times to understand, and I don't claim that I understand it fully either. Okay, so one of the 6 views he falls into. Attime attati aschas sachato tetato ditti upajjati. Attime atta. Do I have a soul? Atti me attati sachato tetato ditti upajjati. Natti. Do I not have the soul? Atta. Atti me atta, natti me atta. Yeah, attanava attanang sanjana. Now, now you have a soul, and so you are viewing another soul within you. Yeah. And attanava anattanang sanjana. You have a soul and you are thinking, oh, there is no soul in me. And that is also a wrong view. Okay. Attanava attanang Attanava anattana. And the other one is anattanava attana. Okay. There is no soul. There is no soul me. You know, one, you know, I don't identify a soul. So not identifying soul. That is like, that is in nothingness. Now, when you say there is nothing, nothing is there. So soul, non-soul person. Yeah. So, and then yome ayang atta vado vedeyo. You know, outside of all of these, there is a soul. So now these 6 type of views, you know, one of the 6 views he falls into. Yeah. Now this is the problem with the asutava putujjana. Now the sutavachako. Oh, am I too fast? I think I am.
I wanted to ask
Yes, please. Yeah.
Can you go up what
Yeah.
it exactly meant when
Yeah.
you wrote 6? Is it just like wrong views, like channel
Yeah.
DT?
Yeah.
It's just wrong views?
Oh, 6 wrong views. Yeah.
Okay.
These are all wrong views. Ditti. Whenever see it says ditti, ditti is a wrong view. Yeah.
But this
yeah. Sorry.
Anyatara is both.
Yeah. Anyatara is say one out of 6. 1 out of 6. Yeah. Tassa evang ayoniso manasikaroto channang dittinang anyatara. Anyatara means actually 1. 1 out of 6. Yeah. He falls into 1 out of 6. That means, you know, either this or that or the other. Yeah. Anyatara. Tassa evang ayoniso manasikaroto channang dittina anyataran ditting uppajjati. He forms, you know, one of the 6. And the 6 are attime atta, nattime atta, attanava attanang, attanava anattanang, anattanava attanang. Yeah. Or yome vado vedeyu. This is the 6th one. Yeah. So now those actually are the 6 different ways of forming the atta. Yeah. Because
so just as I understand this, so for example, saying that the second one is no self exists for me, so saying that, or no soul, so also denying the existence is also not the right view.
yeah.
But so, and affirming existence is also not the right view. And then also this self with self. So yeah, I just want to ask about that. So what exactly does this mean, that we cannot say that no self exists or no soul exists, because that's also a wrong thing to say.
Exactly. Yeah. Now see, I could say, oh, either I am a soul, or there is no soul in me. That means I'm actually minusing myself. You know, it is like 1 or -1. Yeah. So you are denying of having a soul. Yeah. So that is also a wrong view. So you know, you could actually take this. Yeah, attanava attanang, attanava anat, or attime atta, nattime atta, then attanava attanang. Then you take 1 to be yourself, and then you say, I am -1. Yeah. And then you say I am -1, you are forming -1 and then you become 1.
Or you think all is one. So that's kind of like the Hindu view that the self with self. So the only pair in this that I didn't see is the non-self with non-self. I was wondering whether that's the right view or
Exactly. That's a good one. Yeah. So if, yeah, that is what is not there is anattanava anattanang sanjana. If you, and that is the right one, because, you know, you see the anatta and then anatta, that is the zero.
and it's zero with zero.
Zero of zero. Yeah, exactly. Anattanava anattanang sanjanati. Good point. Yeah. You can be a Buddhist philosopher now.
I'm working on it, but a long way.
Yeah. No, what is actually missing here is that one. Anattanava anat. Sorry.
Me?
Yeah.
There are 5 dittis, is this?
Six of them.
The first one is attime atta. Second one is nattime atta. Third one is attanava attanam.
Yeah.
Fourth one is attanava anattanam.
Yeah.
Fifth one is anattanava attanam.
Yeah. Six is yo me ayang atta vado vedeyo, outside of, I am not in here, and there is no atta anywhere, but there is something out, outside of both, all of these. Yeah. So it's like a God. God is holding your atta.
Okay.
Yeah. So
thank you,
Atamita.
So he's saying here that when you are not a streamantent, you inevitably have one of these 6 or all of those wrong views.
Exactly. Either one or all of those. Yes. Yeah. But actually, what Mikhail said was, if you say anattanava anattana, that's actually seeing the zero. That is seeing the emptiness. That is shunyata. Yeah. If you touch shunyata, and then, none of these actually apply to you.
Can you explain again when you touch shunyata? So can you explain what Mikhail said?
Yeah, well, Mikhail said, anattana, atta is self, anatta is non-self. Yeah. So attanava anattanang, attanava attanang, attanava anattanang, anattanava attana. So what is actually missing here is anattanava anattana. Yeah. Anattanava anattana. And that is the right view. That is actually, you're not, either you are trying to remove your atta from you, or you are removing you from the atta. So none of these capturing the last one. Anattanava anattana. That's the only one which is not stated here. So, but that cannot form. The problem is that cannot form a view. That also can contribute to a view. If you say, I am zero, and so therefore I am actually touching a zero, then the zero become a 1 0. Yeah. So that is also problematic. Yeah. So if you're saying, oh, I am zero, the world is zero, you form a wrong view, because 0 equals 1 in that case. Yeah, it becomes a 0.
So that's the moment when Keith would say moo.
Yeah. Well, Keith says moo for various reasons, and I don't know which ones. Yeah. So now I mean this sutta is very, this out of the 6 exclusion, the excluding this each is very important. And then you get to the Sutavachako Bhikkhave Arya Savako. Now the earlier one was Asutava, Putujjano. Now Sutavachako Bhikkhave Arya Savako, Aryanandasavi, Arya Dhammasuko Vido, Arya Dhamme Suvinito, Sapurisanandasavi, Sapurisdhammasuko Vido, Sapurisdhamme Suvinito. Manasikaraниye dhamme pajanati. He knows what to focus on. Amanasikaraниye dhamme pajanati. He knows what not to focus on. That is any of these, right? So manasikaraniye dhamme pajananto, amanasikaraниye dhamme pajananto, ye dhamme na manasikaraniya, te dhamme na manasikaroti. Ye dhamme manasikaraniya, te dhamme manasikaroti. So he Katamecha bhikkhave dhamma na manasikaraniya, ye dhamme manasikaraniya. Yeah, yassa bhikkhave dhamme manasikaroto. So again, the same as before, whichever by concentrating, if it develops kamasava uppajjanti, yeah, kamasava uppajjanti, anupannacha bhavasavo uppajjanti, avijjasavo uppajjanti. So those should be now this is the test. The test is if it develops the attachment and attachment to being and attachment to avijja, yeah. So then that is out. So then there's a katamecha bhikkhave dhamma manasikaraniya, ye dhamme manasikaroti, yassa bhikkhave dhamme manasikaroto, anupannava kamasavo na uppajjanti. Now for the one who actually focuses, anattanava anattanang sanjanati, this cannot happen. Yeah. So he is free from this. Anupanna cha kamasava anupajjanti, anupanna bhavasava, avijjasava. He is free from all the 3 types of asavas. Sorry. So and now when he gets to that point, so idang dukkhanti yoniso manasikaroti. Now that's the establishing the right view. Idang dukkhanti yoniso manasikaroti. So through wise attention, he knows now this is suffering. Ayam dukkha samudayo. Now this is where he realized the 4 noble truths. Yeah. Ayam dukkha nirodho. Ayam dukkha nirodhagamini patipada. Now all the 4 noble truths he realized at once. Yeah. So, and then when he established that, now he has a path. He has samvara. He actually, restrained himself. Katamecha bhikkhave asava samvara pahatabba. Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu patisankha yoniso chakundriya samvara sangbuto viharati. Now, so he knows how to restrain the eye, restrain the ear, restrain the nose, because that view itself has given him the tools to see the world as it really is. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to take
May I ask something?
Yeah.
I thought you said the world like it is. But I thought we were not allowed to say how it is, because it was how it came into being. Can you hear me? No.
You are echoing it a bit. Could you say that again?
I thought you said that we are seeing the world like it is, but I thought you said before that we were not allowed to say that. We had to say the way how it came into being.
Oh, very good. That's a very good point. Yeah, it's absolutely right. So it's not yatha bhuta jnana darsana is not seeing the world as it is, but as it came into being. Yes. So, but now, now the world for this person's world is a different world, isn't it? It's not the same world that as Asutava Putujana is weaving, because he is now established in the Paticcasamuppada, how the causes and conditions, yeah, causally a reason, and he just comes to that that realization. Aha! Now that is a different worldview altogether. Yeah.
Upajanti came into existence. That's what it means.
Sorry?
Upajanti means came to existence, or
yeah, upajanti, yeah. Arise, upajati is arise, yeah. Okay, folks, we're going to take a short break, 10 minutes, and we'll come back. Okay, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, all right. See you soon. Hi, kid.
Don't forget, you've got a clash on the 28th.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have to, I have to inform that now, don't I? Yes. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. So perhaps maybe we could, our last day is 21st, isn't it? 21st of June.
Yeah, it will be for you. Mine will be the week before.
Oh,
I'm at a wedding.
You are well, just bring the bride and the groom to the Pali class.
Yeah. Well, it's a Buddhist wedding, so it's it could work.
Yeah. Are you doing
I'm not officiating. No, Daizan is. So if Daizan doesn't turn up, I will be. You know what monks are like. Can't be trusted.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, we will we'll have to make our last day as the 21st. So perhaps maybe those of you who are doing this for credit. Now, how many of you are doing this for credit?
I am doing it for 2 credits, so it's serious.
Well,
yeah. Or 2 of you.
No, I'm not, but she's
Lola and me, I think we are.
Oh, only Lola and you. Oh,
yeah,
that's I'm everybody else is doing for discredit, yeah? Discredit my Pali class. Yeah. So perhaps maybe from now and 21st. So what we will do is, we'll actually finish our course on the 21st then. How many of you are happy to do that?
The last class on the 21st.
Last class will be on the 21st of June. Yeah.
Isn't that our plan?
Yeah, that's our.
Yeah, we planned it like that.
That was our plan, but you know,
But
we
we'll
were
have
hoping.
Example, like
we were hoping to do an exam day on the 28th. That's what we discussed last time.
Yeah, and on 21st, just like mock exam, you said?
Yeah. So let's not make it you know, too much of an exam. Perhaps maybe one, you know, between now and 21st, maybe if you prepare, those of you who are taking this for credit, just prepare for a short 5 minutes, 5 minutes like reflection, if you're taking it for credit, and then, you know, show it to the class. Would that be okay, do you think?
Maybe a bit longer. I mean,
5 minutes is like exactly three and a half slide. Presentation.
3.5 slides. Yeah, I like that. No, I can give you you know, how long do you want?
I think 10 minutes would be better.
10, yeah, 10 to 15 minutes max.
Yeah.
So
what should be about?
What should be about? Yeah, well, you are taking a Pali passage from a sutra of some sort, and then you will give us the meaning. You will give us reflection. You will teach the Dhamma of that you know, passage, and you know, any of your you know, reflections, really. Yeah. So it's easy peasy. You just you pick a passage. You teach the language. You teach the Dhamma. You give a reflection, and then you do a chanting as well. Yeah, and Bhante will decide whether that chanting is up to the mark or not. so Bhante will be marking the chanting part, okay?
And can we have like slides and share them with people?
Well, I will give you, I'll make you the co-host.
Okay.
You share the short presentation with a passage, you know, either a sutra or short sutra passage. You know, you can make it as you know, glamorous as you wish.
Let's hope we will not choose the same one.
No, it should be an unseen passage, a passage that we have not seen before, never heard before.
You keep making it more and more complicated for them. Right? I mean, it started off as a 5-minute reflection on the course last week.
Now it's 15 minutes.
I think you have to stop asking questions, revert to last week's notes, and just give a 5-minute summary. That's 100 words, 500 words.
I'm now a Zen follower. Okay, this is what Zen is. Zen is keep a beginner's mind, and then you get into the full, you know, gamut of it. So, yeah.
So we just have to make it the length that will suit the 10, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah. You. I mean, you know, obviously, yeah. So
on 21st.
Yeah. Well, no. I think in between, perhaps it will be. It'd be better if we choose dates. I mean, you know, we don't necessarily have to do everything on the 21st. From now and the 21st, you could choose you could choose any day and let me know when you want to do it. Because if you have other exams and other things, I don't want to burden you with that. So basically, choose your convenient date.
Yeah, I will probably do it like first or second week of June.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. So only just let me know on the day you want to do it, and so basically, I mean, the assessment of this is like your participation and your homework. Everything is about, did I say about 40%? Yeah. And then your presentation will be worth 30%. And then the Keith is making things harder.
Because you're changing your mind all the time.
This is the Buddhist way. The Buddhist way is you don't tell the full story at the beginning. You just say, oh, it's easy, only 4 noble truths, and then everything gets complicated after that. Yeah. So yeah, no, seriously, I'm very happy with the whole bunch, except our Zen master, who is not doing it for credit. Yeah.
I also wonder, because I'm not really taking it as a course at the VU, but I also would like to have, I don't know, some, like in a sense credit, but not like points, that I did the course, so I can.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We'll organize attendance certificate or something for you. Yeah, that's absolutely
I can also
fine.
maybe, I will see with my time, maybe I can also do that, but I can't promise because I'm writing my thesis, and yeah, I have to finish it in June. So it depends, like if I have time, because it goes really well, then I can also try and do it maybe even on the 21st. And well, that, yeah, we will see how, yeah, it goes.
Sure. Yeah.
So this is instead of exam, or?
This is instead of exams. but last day I might decide something else. I don't know. But I'm very happy with with you all. You seem to be really engaging and interested and reading Pali and reflecting deeply and so on. So I don't want an exam as such. So let's make it kind of interactive, good presentation. Yeah.
I also was doing the flashcards, and I sent them here, so everybody can use them. I hope there are not many mistakes there, because sometimes I'm just mixing letters. So.
Yeah.
But I
excellent.
Try.
I have to demand my share of the commission now from Lola. Yeah. So for all the words, actually, these words, they're very good. I mean, and the stanzas in cards, phrases like, Asutava Putujjana, Sutava Arya Savaka, like that, those words, phrases, clauses, stanzas, they would be really good, Yeah.
I was like trying to write what you were saying and what we were doing, and like the most useful things, and sometimes phrases, but mostly, yeah. And of course, your favorite verse about lotus.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I have a lot of verses, like stanzas. I really like. I like to memorize them. Every time I read a new sutta, I try to learn learn the stanzas, because it gives you a really good summary and time to reflect. This is the important thing, reflect on it, like, really chew on it, like, yeah. So it doesn't really leave your kind of reflection. So I mean, it's the Buddha actually did a really amazing job in trying to put the meaning into some stanzas. There is a sutra called Hemaka Sutta. Really lovely sutras. The Hemaka came to the Buddha and he said, look, people say, oh, this happened in the past, this is going to be in the future, and blah, blah, blah. And he said, I don't want to harper back to the past or live in the future. Just tell me something now, and then he gave a stanza. He said, Ida dittha sutta mutta vinyate piya rupehi hemaka chandaraga vinodanang nibbana padamachuta. So entire Buddhist teaching and the nirvana, everything is in one stanza. Yeah. So and that, and actually, reflecting on that, one of the greatest ones is this one, Sutta Nipata. The Sutta Nipata, it is the Khuddaka Nikaya. Sutta Nipata has amazing suttas where the stanzas, and so memorizing some of they really help reflect a lot. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, don't underestimate the power of reflection. It's a kind of a species specific property. Only humans possibly, probably can do this, like chew on, live on, meditate on, some idea, some thought, and then, it just, you get this eureka moment, some realization of the meaning and the depth of meaning. Yeah. Okay. So are you, yeah, no, what I want to do now is the Sabbasava Sutta has these seven approaches, mindful steps, 7 mindful steps. And I will email you an article that I have written on all the 7. So, there is an order there, like Dassana Pahatabba, Sangvara Pahatabba, Adivasana, Patisevana, Parivajjana, and Bhavana. So now say, for example, Sangvara. Sangvara is, what's the meaning of the word Sangvara? Now let's actually get this now. Dassana. Dassana. Atibhikkhave asava dassana pahatabba. Atyasava sangvara pahatabba. Dassana sangvara. And atyasava, what's the third one? Yeah.
Dasana pahatabba, atyasava, sangvara pahatabba, atyasava, patisevana pahatabba.
Patisevana. Very good. Thank you, Bhante.
You're welcome, sir.
Patisevana. And Atyasava Parivajjana. Is it the same next one?
Atyasava Adivasana Pahatabba.
Adhivasana.
Hmm.
Adhivasana.
And the next one.
Parivajjana. Yeah?
Parivajjana, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sorry. Parivajjana. The last one is
Vinodana.
Oh, this is Vinodana.
And the last one, Bhavana Pahatabba.
Yeah, the last one is Bhavana. Okay. Now, this one is seeing. Samvara is like restraining. And Patisevana. What's Patisevana?
Using.
Using.
Yeah, use. Adhivasana.
Enduring.
Enduring. Parivajjana.
Avoiding.
Avoiding. Vinodana.
Removing.
Removing. Bhavana.
Cultivating.
Cultivate.
Actually, it's better you give us a good explanation about what is bhavana.
Yeah,
according
yeah.
to the etymological meaning.
Exactly. I mean, it is, it is bhavana comes from bhu. Bhu is to cultivate. Bhu. Yeah. Bhu is the root. Bhu bhavati. Bhavane. Bhu bhavane. So bhavana is cultivate, So, so my question to you is, what is this order? Does that signify something? Does this matter? Does the order matter here?
I think it does, maybe.
It does. In
Like
what
stages?
way? Sorry?
Like it's like stages of.
Yeah, exactly.
Process, like progressing.
Yeah. So dasana, I mean, if you have the wrong view, this is like, this is actually right view or wrong view. I mean, depending on your right view, the restraining can happen, either way, isn't it? Somebody can actually have a sangvara, but with a wrong view or right view. Because, the restraining senses was not nothing new to Buddhism. I mean, it was already there, but that restraining was on the wrong, with the wrong view. Yeah, but the Buddha says, unless you have the right view, you cannot have a right restraining, right sangvara, right patisevana, right adivasana, right, all of these, I mean, all of these can come about only if you have the right view. That's why 1/3 of the sutta is spent on the right view. Do you understand? So, I mean, there were a lot of other traditions who were, who were asking you to restrain your eye, restrain your ear, restrain your nose, tongue, the body, the mind. Yeah. Use things this way, that way, other way. Endure this way, that way, other way. Parivajana, avoid this way, that way, other way. Vinodana, remove this way, that way, other way. Bhavana, this way, that way, other way. But it did not do the job. Do you understand? Yeah. Let's think of an example. There was a Parasarya. Parasarya was a Brahmin who was very strict about the restraining the senses. And he said, don't even look at the beautiful thing, because you will get, defilements by seeing. The Buddha actually did not approve of that. Yeah. So that way of restraining, Sangvara, is alien, or it is outside of Buddhist practice. So therefore, Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna in Buddhism are actually not the same Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna as in other traditions. Other traditions also has Sila, but that can be wrong Sila. The other traditions have Samadhi, that Samadhi is wrong Samadhi. So the Prajna that you derive out of the two cannot be the right one either. So this whole, practice is wrong. Yeah. So are you with me?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Because traditionally, I think it's seen that the first is Sila, then Samadhi, and then Prajna. But I was wondering whether we do not need like the right view. So we do not need some Prajna in order to progress in Sila and Samadhi, because without that Prajna, we don't know. Yeah, we cannot have right understanding, right? So.
Exactly. That's precisely the point. Yeah. The Eightfold Noble Path starts with the right view. It is at the top. And only if you have right view, there can be right Shila and right Samadhi, not the other way around. So this is why the Buddha did not approve of a lot of things. I mean, now say, for example, vegetarianism. I mean, vegetarianism is a good practice. Buddhists value that, but not at, not for the same reasons. Yeah. So.
But if I may, you do receive the Sila at the beginning, more or less the beginning of practice. Often it starts out with the Sila, receiving the Sila.
Well, you really require some sort of restraining, some Sila, that's true. But actually in Buddhism, Sila doesn't come. Now even the Jata Sutta, it says Sile Patittaya Naro Sapanyu. Sapanyu is a person who is established in Prajna. Sile Patittaya, having established in the Sila. This is why the Buddha actually made a distinction between the Sila and Silabbata Paramasa. Right Sila and wrong Sila. Yeah, Sila can be either right or wrong. And the Buddha did not approve of, like, those days people were just sitting in the fire and, putting mud on all over their bodies and hoping this will happen, that will happen. And they venerated the trees and the, mountains and, this person, this purpose, that purpose. Actually, some of those practices still continue in the name of Buddhism, but I don't think that they are approved. Yeah, some of the, so all rituals now, in Buddhist context, the rituals are not rituals unless they are, based properly on the right view. Yeah, isn't it? So this, I mean, what I'm really trying to get at is this sutta emphasizes that fact. Only the right view can have right restraint, right using, right, enduring, right, all of these become, right only if it is enabled by the right view.
Sunil, by right view in this context, you mean the mundane right view?
Good question. Good question, Atma. Yeah, well, mundane right view is also useful, but actually not the mundane right view. Mundane right view is useful as a springboard to supramundane. Yeah. But mundane right view is also wrong view compared to the supramundane right view.
Of course, but when we want to practice now restraining, sort of we can't wait till we have sort of transcendental view to start.
Yeah. Exactly. And this is why the restraining eye is not same as the restraining eye in other traditions. So the Parasarya said, oh, the best way to restrain eye is this way. Don't look at nice things by avoiding, so no, that the Buddha says that's the wrong way to of practicing, isn't it? Yeah. So it has to be filtered through the right view. So therefore, the Sabbasava Sutta has a deeper meaning. And it actually says that unless and until somebody is establishing the right view, there cannot be a right Sangvara, Patisaya, none of these. And Bhavana as well. With the wrong view, you cannot have the right meditation. Can you? So any form of meditation cannot be Buddhist meditation. So the Buddhist meditation is 7 Satta Bojjhangas, 7 limbs of enlightenment. Sati, Dhammavicaya, Viriya, Piti, Pasadi, Samadhi, Upekha. Those 7 Bojjhangas, right? So they should be, should lead to the Nibbana. Everything is, the Buddha says, all rivers lead to the ocean, great ocean. In the same way, all teachings should lead to the Nibbanic, peace. So, yeah.
So no, is there one of these suttas that attempts to point you at what he means by right, or is it just left dangling for you to realize?
Oh, no. It is, he defines it very clearly. Now, this is why 1/3 of the sutta was spent on that, Keith. Now, remember, he very clearly, he said, knowing and seeing. To one who knows and one who sees, this abandoning tends take place. But knowing what? Seeing what? Knowing the yoniso manasikara and ayoniso manasikara. Now, what is yoniso manasikara? What is ayoniso manasikara? So he actually very clearly defines. And this is why this sutta is so important. If you really, I mean, if you really don't understand the first one, first section of the sutta, and then you don't understand the other parts, because everything actually, hangs on the number one. Yeah.
Yep, I'm with you. I mean, I have a view as to what right view is. But I didn't know whether there was anything further here. But I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. What is your view of the right view?
The view that leads you to insight and wisdom, and and the erosion of dukkha.
Yeah, exactly. So the Buddha says the right view is not another view, but it's actually knowing and seeing all the wrong views. Yeah, see, there was a very interesting, there's a nice sutta called, what is it called? Kindittika Sutta. Kindittika. Kindittika Sutta. I mean, it's a very interesting one, because one day Anathapindika goes to the Buddha, goes to see the Buddha, and it was a bit too early to visit him. And he thought, I might stop at another Tapasarama, another, I mean, those days there were many different places, centers where people were teaching their own truths. So he went into this place, and then when he was coming, these other ascetics said, "Oh, this is the disciple of Gautama. So you got to actually be very silent and listen to him." And they were chatting amongst themselves, and then they welcome Anathapindika, and he said, they said, "Oh, we would really like to hear what the Gautama is teaching. Tell us in a precise words what the Gautama is teaching." Then Anathapindika said, first tell us what you guys are teaching. And then he said, they said, "Oh, we teach this. This is atta, this is anatta, this is blah, blah, blah." All those 6 views, were there. And then Anathapindika said, the Gautama's teaching, I'm not actually a authority on that, but the way I understand is actually knowing knowing that all of what you said, each one of you, is faulty. I mean, he was so, because they all had some flaw, they are flawed. So and then I mean, that's how we explain, like, the only way that a truth can be uttered is revealing the lie. Yeah. Now, do you remember that Noam Chomsky, a #1 intellectual in the world, he says the role of an intellectual is twofold: to tell the truth and reveal the lie. Yeah. So he said to tell the truth and reveal the lie. But the Buddha actually phrased it completely differently. you can't tell the truth. There is no truth in the world. All what you can do is you can reveal the lies. Yeah. So this is why it is called, there is no Satya Gavesi. Truth seeking. You can't seek the truth. Truth is a relative. It is, it depends, like, this is true in comparison to that, blah, blah, blah. So that there is no truth in the world, but there is a skillfulness, kusala. The Buddhist path is a kusala gavesi, not a truth seeking. So the Buddha never used in the Pali canon the word Satya Gavesi. Satya Gavesi. I'm not seeking the truth. I'm actually seeking the kusala. Yeah. So and that's sort of the difference. So the right view is that, right, there is no such thing as right view in compared. So if you can capture all the wrong views, and this is why, like we saw in that section, Anattanava anattanang sanjanati, Buddha does not actually prescribe that. The reason why he doesn't, do you see why he's not actually prescribing it?
Yeah, he's using negation throughout.
Exactly. If he prescribed that, that would be another view. Yeah, another one. He doesn't want another one there. So when you actually see all the ones and all the minus ones, and then actually the right view emerges from that. Yeah, does it make sense? It's a bit too complicated. Yeah.
So the right view just cannot be, in a way, it's a way of seeing, like literally perspective, rather than like just another sentence or a bunch of sentences that come up with a theory. It's like seeing through all the theories.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's absolutely right. So it's not another concept that is formed, but it's actually seeing the folly of this whole process. Yeah. So, Arthamitra.
Can I ask you something about what you said a bit before? Did you say that the Buddha in this sutta describes what is right restraining and what is right rising and what is right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what. So let's have a look at that. I mean, just for fun. So he says, okay, Sangvara Pahatabba. No, he just comes to this section and say, Sangvara, Katamecha Bhikkhave Asava Sangvara Pahatabba. Now, what is this asava? That should be abandoned through restraining. Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu patisankayoniso. Yeah, patisankayoniso. Now, this is an important one. Patisankayoniso. So, reflected wisely. Now, that's having established the right view. Now, this is the right view. Yeah, patisankayoniso. Chakkundriya sangvara sangbuto viharati. Chakku. What is chakku? Chakku.
Eye.
Eye. Yeah, exactly. Chakku. Yeah, chakku. Yes, eye. Indriya Indriya is organ. Chakku Indriya Sangvara Sangbuto Viharati. Restraining the organ of eye, Viharati, he lives. Now he exactly knows how to restrain the eye. Yeah? Yang hissa bhikkave chakkundriya sangvaras asangvutang viharato uppajjaya asava vigata parilaha chakkundriya sangvara sangvutang asangvutas viharato evansa te asava vigata parilaha na honti. Yeah. Now that's actually a lot of deep meaning here. Now, how do you restrain? How do you restrain the eye? And he says, establishing the right view. And then on understanding Chakkundriya Sangvara Sangbuto. Now you have to really understand what Chakkundriya is, what Chakku is. Yeah. Yang hisa bhikkave chakkundriya sangvarang is asangvutang viharato uppajjaya asava vigata parilaha. Now, by not restraining the eye, the type of tiredness, type of difficulty that one faces, one really come to realize. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Now, first thing is, do you understand what the eye is about? Do you understand the eye? Yeah. Patisankhaya yoriso. In the right perspective, eye, where is your eye? Have you seen your eye? Yeah. Where's the eye?
It's like the Dhamma eye, like the
Exactly.
right one.
Yeah. The right eye, right eye is the Dhamma eye. Exactly. If you don't have the Dhamma eye, you take this muscular thing as the eye. Oh, I have this eye. But you have never seen it. If you say, I go to the mirror and see my own eye, if what you see is your eye, and through which do you see that? I mean, there are only one of the two ways you can, you can take a picture of the eye and say, this is my eye. But can you see that eye? That eye is actually born out of condition, isn't it? It's not this organ that we identify as eye, which is, now, if you can give an evidence of for the existence of eye, the chakkum bhikkave, this is why the Buddha said, chakkum bhikkave anicca. The Buddha says, chakkum bhikkave anicchang va aniccang va aniccang bhante. So if somebody says, I have attained enlightenment, then the Buddha asked the simple question. He asked the question, chakkum bhikkave niccang va aniccang vati. Is the eye nicca or anicca? And it says, aniccam bhante. If that is anicca, is it dukkha or sukha? Is it dukkham bhante? If this is dukkha and anicca, is it self or non-self? It says non-self. So if this is, you have seen this rupa, the same thing about rupa, chakku and rupa, sota and sota and saddha, gana and gandha, rasa, all of these, internal and external organs. Yeah.
It's a Lokuttara eye.
Yeah.
Lokuttara.
It is through the Lokuttara eye that one actually realizes exactly what this eye is about. Yeah. Otherwise, you are trying to restrain an eye which you have no clue about, which you really don't know about. Yeah. So anyway, so this sutta is a very deep one. It requires a lot of reflection. So probably we should do a retreat on this, like a 3 months retreat on Sabbasava Sutta. Yeah, and then try to understand all the 7 aspects. Okay. Any questions?
Actually, I think that the substance of the core efficacy is there, because I think if we can have all description about these 7 aspects peacefully, step by step, that would be more helpful to understand the later parts and all the other aspects. I think so.
Now this is that's a good comment, Manoj, because to actually understand the depth of any of these sutras, we need to actually chew on it. We need to reflect a lot, and then we come to realize the depth of the sutras. Yeah. So it's just by reading the Pali, trying to get the meaning of the words probably does not do the job. Anyway, folks, I think we have spent the day. So probably we will. Do you have any other questions about anything that we discussed today?
So where can I find this sutta? Is it in the...
Oh, Sabbasava Sutta. Sabbasava Sutta is it's in the it's a second of the middle length discourses. Actually nowadays you could go to Chatta Sangayana. I mean, you could just pretty much type any name of any sutta and you could get a translation. But I suggest you actually, now you have done some Pali, you understand a lot of Pali, you've read about 7, 8 sutras already. So read that in Pali or Sanskrit if you are Lola. Yeah,
I possibly can read it, but can I understand it?
Well, yeah, I mean, understanding is about 3 levels. There is Suttamaya Panya. You understand the word meaning. And then Chintamaya Prajna. You reflect on it. Oh, you just ask questions. What does that mean? What does that mean? And then you actually sit on it. You reflect on it, and then you get into a deeper level of meaning, which is really not the same as the word meaning. Yeah. Okay, excellent, folks. So shall we ask Bhante to do some blessings for us? Are you busy, Bhante?
I'm not busy.
Oh, yeah, okay. Are you going to do some blessing for us?
The Buddha and his teaching and everything.
Yeah.
I make a wish. Today I'm chanting Chatta Manavaka Gata. Yeah, special blessings.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yo adatang pavaro mano jesu sakya muni bhagava kat kincho paragato bal viriya samangi tang sug tang saranatmupemi raga viraga manej maso kang Dhammami Sankat Mapati Kulang Madhurami Mang Pagorang Sovi Bhatantang Dhammami Mang Saranatmupemi Yatntach Dingna Mahappal Mahu Chatusu Suci Su Purisa Yogesu Attach Puggal Dhamma Dasate Sanghami Mang Saranatmupemi Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you, Bhante. That's beautiful. That's lovely. So Chattamanavaka was a young man. After listening to the Buddha, he got really so devoted, and he just expressed his devotion by these words, you know. What is the first stanza, Bhante?
Yo adatang pavaro.
Yo wadatang pavaro manu Jesu. Is it, you know, out of all the, you know, humanity who speak, you speak well. Yo wadatang pavaro manu Jesu sakya muni bhagava katakicho. You know, you have accomplished. So the Bhagava paragato balavirya
Paragato
samangi
balavirya samangi.
tang sugatang saranatmupemi. So I take refuge in you. Yeah. So like that, you know, a lot of people who actually listen to the teachings and realize the message, and they express their devotion. Yeah. So Chattamanavaka Gatha, lovely, fantastic. Thank you all very much. Hope you stay safe and well. So we will see you next week. So let me know. There's no homework for next week because you have a lot of exams. Only in June we will have some homework. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye, folks. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sunil.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thanks a lot.